Halo semua, Syah tidak di sini lagi bermain game Breakfast nanti lagi. Dan sebelumnya kita telah mengalahkan boss pertama kita. Dan sekarang kita akan lanjut lagi. Mungkin ini udah yang paling terakhir mungkin nih. Soalnya sampai chapter 12 kalau salah ya. Kalau masih ada lebih mungkin bisa kita lanjut lagi sih. Dan biasa gua autoin aja, gue dengerin negosiasi orang ini, pembicaraan orang ini.
Oh, thank heavens! No more befuddling riddles and clouds of sleeping gas. I've never loved this world as much as I do now. You were quite clever to cooperate with Alberto to stall for time. But how did you know that Ezio was coming to save us?
I didn't know. But I knew that irritating Alberto would risk the safety of Sotheby and Leonardo. Moreover, I think I may have actually figured out what the relics truly are.
Moreover. Berarti kayak itu singkatannya mah tuh ya, tanpa spasi sama sekali.
That sound is familiar, isn't it? I'll take a look. Sicuro. He means he's safe.
Okay,
Looks like my friends from the Thieves Guild have already rescued Leonardo and Signorina Sotheby.
You seem to have a lot of friends. I always thought that assassins worked
Assassin
alone.
tuh nggak sendirian coy. Dia pasti ada teman, dia pasti. Nggak mungkin cuma dia doang.
Quite the opposite.
Gue udah pernah main Assassin, cuman gue lupa nama
More than
gamenya.
just killers.
Dia di PS3 tuh.
We are the manifestation of a belief. A belief in freedom.
Bajak
The
laut
ability
tuh.
to fight for it.
Baru habis itu jadi
We cannot
assassin.
hold
Kayak
to any
mengambil
authority
posisi
but our
assassin
own.
gitu dia.
We are free to follow our own path. And many share that belief. That's why we are never alone.
Just like the artist that painted these. I imagine they must see each other as fellow believers in art.
Zaman-zaman segitunya udah bagus ya gambarnya. Kemungkinan kalau yang masa dulu ini nggak mungkin kayak gini lah gambarnya.
So,
mungkin agak
the
lebih
outline of their story
normal
should
mungkin.
be clear now. About 20 years ago, a group of painters led by Uccello started working on the fresco here. Even today, you can still sense the enthusiasm in their work.
The essence of linear perspective lies not only in reproducing reality, but in the narrative quality of space itself.
You have only scratched the surface. If you truly want to grasp the essence of the concept, I suggest you review Plato's theory of forms. Rather than simply copying nature, as artists, we should strive to reveal their true ideals through our work.
I'm so jealous of them. They are so talented and knowledgeable. Unlike me,
Ini orang-orang yang gambar ini atau yang baru
This
atau
just
mereka
seen
punya
those
gambar ini
guidelines.
nggak perhatiin kali itu.
Let me show you some tricks. Better than mere linear perspective.
Kayaknya iya sih.
Here, Uccello lifted a stained glass to showcase his wondrous optical phenomenon.
Not again, Uccello! You can't keep altering our work with that strange pigment of yours!
Oh ini jadi gambar ceritanya
Oh,
mungkin ya.
what a
Jadi
mess.
gambar dindingnya.
It goes against our
Kok orang
patrons'
tuh bisa
instructions.
ngerti ya apa
How did
dari
they find
jalan
out about
apa
it?
dari kehidupan orang ini dari gambar tuh.
Look
Padahal
close.
nggak ada tulisan
The
apapun
modified
gitu.
colors and lines do
Apa
give the
namanya?
work
Apa
a
namanya?
little more life. Fine, I admit it. You know what you're doing.
He's right. I say we keep it. It's not like our patrons are ever smart enough to figure these things out any better.
never occurred to me painting could be so liberating. Thank you for enlightening me.
Huh? Of course. To paint is to find freedom. That is what it always has been.
It was a time of joy and of meaningful creation. But it didn't last long.
I'm sorry. We must suspend funding for now. There is simply no money to pay you.
All at once, the painters and artisans were kicked out of the cathedral, stripped of their right to finish their final painting, leaving no room for negotiation.
No payments and no written records were left behind.
But life had to go on. These painters and artisans scattered each one, doing what they could to earn their bread, but always returning to the unfinished fresco that tugged at their heartstrings.
That night, I returned to the dome, but I never expected to find Uccello there as well. Then others came, one by one. Turns out, I wasn't the only one reluctant to leave our work behind.
Again, Uccello lifted the stained glass and... Their story has come to a pause here. Now let's finish it.
Kayak chapter berapa scene terakhir kayak ini nggak panjang kali di masa lalu. Belum ketemu Regulus loh. Saya artinya ada Regulus katanya sini. Tell me what you need. I can see the line plain as day. Ezio, could you mark the orthogonals for us? Keep extending them back until they converge once more at the finishing point where everything is disappeared. The next step is to connect the finishing point in the pair to form two lines. The point where there's two lines intersect on the blank background is under the warning, and that the very answer we've been looking for. Okay. Soul will converge once more. What's our next move? Miss Burton did say something about placing this apple at the finishing point, didn't she? That is correct. Okay, atau lagi ya. Solar steam down over the fresco once the light surface begins to change the color.
Let's leave something behind for our own sake. Birds with grayish feathers, bells that ring at dusk, or the Arno River running free. Let's do it with all that we have left. Our brushes and pigments,
So that is what all of this is.
Alright. Alright, Jok. Aku pakai data aku, Jok. Salah ya. Ini lagi. Masih ada deh. Kayaknya masih ada nih. Kita tengok dulu ya. Moment of peace. Moment of peace. Apakah ini terakhir?
What happened after
Kita
that?
belum tahu. One after that. Still Florence.
The treasure hunters must have opened the secret chamber and found the Compliner's relics, right?
Well, there was no treasure inside. Just a few letters and a painter's address.
That's it? What about all those symbols? Don't tell me you made it all up.
Oh, ketahuan. Penipuan.
Easy, allow me to continue.
Penipuan
Long after
cerita,
the war
penipuan
papers and
hoax,
artisans
penyebaran hoax.
scattered to the wind. Each of them received a special pigment from Uccello. They used it on other projects they worked on.
Cara
Leaving their
membuktikan apa yang terjadi dan
signatures,
apa yang isi
these
dalam ceritanya
symbols behind to
membawa
mark
dia.
their work. And so concludes a Firenze fresco mystery. To celebrate this touching story, I've hired a team of talented artists to reproduce their paintings in a new book. And I gave it a wonderful title. La Primavera di Firenze.
Che delusione.
Disappointment
terribile.
and lousy little. Lousy
I've
title.
got something even better here. A map straight from the Spanish court with a direct route to India.
Orang India ni apa orang ini, Cok? Sumpah, mirip banget, Cok. Getting relic missing artists. No matter the season, you'll hear all the kinds of legend in Florence just minute after you arrive. Perhaps everyone who has ever lived here is destined to become a legend themselves. Destined. Ya udah. Leonardo.
I have a serious question. What is there in India that is worth all this fuss? If Marco Polo is to be believed, not even there can one escape the troublesome rumors of merchants and courtiers.
Unfortunately, humanity's thirst for gossip knows neither geographical nor temporal boundaries. But this apple still finds it so strange that all the rumors about these compliners turned out to
Emang
be
nggak ada regulasi nih
false
apa?
from top to bottom.
Kurang tahu nih, Cok,
Seems
masalahnya.
like no matter the
Si
era,
X tuh katanya ada
lies
regulasi
always
sesuatu
travel
bidang,
faster
katanya.
than the truth.
Apa gue salah dengar aja?
Well, I wouldn't say that. In fact, the rumors didn't really hold much weight until you arrived.
Huh?
Disengage out the distant crimson cloud.
The Compliner's relics weren't the most important thing we were searching for. In fact, we were looking for an apple. One very much like you. So when you turned up, looking like the very apple we had lost, It was only natural for us, and the Templars, to keep an eye on you. Of course, it turns out you weren't the apple we were looking for.
And you're only telling me this now? I thought we were friends.
It's only because I consider you friends that I had to keep this from you. That apple brings bloodshed and war wherever it appears.
Iya. Walaupun dia temanmu atau teman terbaikmu, tapi itu tuh harus dipegang kata-katanya itu. Nggak boleh asal-asal memberi rahasia atau apa.
Well, then it does sound like quite the troublesome thing.
The assassin's marks.
You've caused quite a stir in Firenze yourself. No need to be modest.
Esatto. You are an amazing apple in your own right. My only regret is that I never got the chance to dissect you and study your inner workings.
I hope you don't mind, but I think you may have to keep that regret forever. Ah! Miss Sotheby, why did you sneak up on me like that?
I did not. I just wanted to tell you that Verton and I met an old gentleman down there who was kind enough to give us directions. Well, he said if we keep heading northwest along the Arno River, and then, anyway, we'd end up in Prato Vecchio eventually.
I do believe you may have skipped some, if not all, of the necessary information.
Dari mana, Cok?
Ezio knows the way. All we need to do now is deliver the letter to Signore Uccello. I suppose we must say goodbye to our dear Firenze for now.
Oh, that red is so vibrant, like an endless field of poppies.
Ya kayak nggak ada situ, nggak ada si Regulus. Saya bentar. Gua mau bikin thumbnail aja.
What did I say? This place has the best view.
Iya sih, kalau misalnya di tempat tinggal kan gini kan, kira ada tempat tinggi. Dan tentulah dari sini bagus pemandangan.
It is positively gorgeous. I see why you insisted we all
Tapi
come
lah
up here
Indonesia
together.
begitu, udah sekarang beda cuy. Banyak kali gedung atap yang nggak jelas gitu. Jadi ya percuma lah, karena harus cari ke tempat yang negara yang ini kayak apa ya, kayak Italia, kayak tempat mereka itu loh. Itu kan bagus atap itu, kan bisa nonton dari situ aja. Kalau Indo mah udah beda cuy, atap-atapnya random semua cuy, beda-beda warna. Ada yang biru, ada yang hijau.
A place of beauty like this is a fitting place for farewells.
Well, before saying goodbye, the soft whisper between friends fade into coming. Night breeze melting with the golden glow of the setting
By the
sun.
way, I had a discussion with some of my fellow painters. We discovered that Prato Vecchio is rich in a special mineral. One need only grind and heat it properly. Then presto! You have yourself some invisible pigment.
So that's the source of the pigment used in the fresco.
Uccello was born in Prato Vecchio. It's safe to assume he brought some from his hometown to Florence.
Just a hint of this powder, and you are able to create a vast array of remarkable
yang gambarnya mantap cok, sumpah bagus sekali gambaran anjing.
Among them, the most famous is a color some call Firenze Red.
Firenze Red.
Firenze Red. Firenze, bukan Firenze, berarti Firenze Red. Kayak Firenze gitu. Nggak ada lanjutan Z-nya gitu. Mungkin bagus. Red that is. Wait. You said in order to house a reflection of the river dust, and even the sign of the street side hot shops. It's no wonder many flies Florence is magnificent red.
It's a good name.
Wah, tamat kah? Oh belum. 1 week later. Oh ini di mana nih? The bumpy journey has finally come to an end.
Finally. That darling little house up ahead. Must be Mr. Uccello's home.
Small farmhouse stand beneath the thick shade of olive tree ahead. The stone wall glowing white in the after sun. The young lady takes a few excited strides straight ahead, then pause.
I just realized something. When he learns from us that his friend Bianca has been dead for years, he might be very sad.
Signore Uccello, if he's even still alive, will be an old man by now. A man of his age grows familiar with death and farewells.
Oh, bisa nge-skip, Cok. Wah. Okay.
It grows familiar with death and
The assassin gently pats Satobi.
Let's go.
He stepped forward, pushing open the vine-covered gate. Cari dia. Apa Uccello? You sound like Uccello.
Oh, who are you? Where did you pop up from?
Ada yang menggambar sini. A small courtyard is filled with the light, and a woman with a paint stain covering her dress stands alone in the sunlight.
Apologies for the intrusion, Signora. My name is Ezio Auditore from Firenze. We're here looking for Paolo Uccello. We have a letter here addressed to him from one of his friends.
Friends? I'm not sure my father would agree he had any friends.
Is that so? Well, the letter is signed Bianca.
Bianca? You should have said so earlier. Please, put the letter down. It's meant for me.
The letter mentions a particular piece of stained glass and details of the fresco in the Florence Cathedral. We assumed it must have been meant for Mr. Uccello.
It appears I've deceived you as well. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Antonia Uccello, and perhaps the Uccello you friendly strangers are looking for.
Oh, itu pot berbunga. Itu ada pot-potnya.
So Bianca has passed away too.
The paint-covered hand ripped the yellow paper slightly.
That fresco was the last work we did together. Father passed away soon after, leaving behind my sick mother and a pile of debts. I used to follow Father wherever he went, whatever job he took. Sculpture, masonry, painting, frescoes, everything. I learned all I could from him, and after he died, hoped to accept commissions independently. But as a woman, it was almost impossible. But once I left Firenze and began using Father's name to make a living, some of his old patrons were kind enough to keep sending work my way, provided I concealed my true identity.
Oh, so you're the imposter!
And then he gave the impression.
I admit I tried to imitate Father's style in my earlier works, but I'm much more than just an imposter now.
No. A painter's mind should be a mirror, capturing and reflecting the truth and beauty of nature. To simply copy the works of another? No, Signora. It seems you still have much to learn.
Huh. Is that what you think? Well, I've heard it all before. Mine's as a mirror. Ridiculous. Let me tell you. A painter's mind should be like a sheet of transparent glass. It refracts and transforms the external world, then reconstructs its image inside the painter's brain, rather than simply copying the natural world around us.
Oh, that is an intriguing theory. Odd, perhaps, but not without merit.
You just wait here. I'll show you with one of my recent works.
Kan dia malah ngasih hasil gambarannya, Cok. Nggak didiskusi dulu, itunya dulu. Di dalam. Dia udah meninggal saat meninggalkan ibunya.
She seems so full of life.
Iya. Jadi udah move on sama yang udah dia tinggalkan dia gitu, kayak udah nggak bisa beda orang tua lagi atau nggak kayak.
She reminds me of my sister. Women like her have seen much pain, but they never let it defeat them.
Iya, nggak menyerah gitu loh, nggak jatuh diri, nggak fall down gitu. Yang nggak tersinggung atau nggak yang kayak banyak yang beban yang dia bawa, tapi dia tetap bisa masih bisa diangkatnya.
If only her understanding of painting were a bit more profound, I believe we might become good friends.
Pasti kan. Painter sama painter, pasti lah good friend lah tuh. Sama yang ngerti tentang bakat mereka, pasti mereka tuh pasti jadi teman baik lah. Sunrise poured through the pattern with them, and the light spot danced merrily on the old wooden floor. The pot on the stove gurgles as the fresh sense of her filled the room. War, loss, poverty, the loss of loved ones, painful memories of the older generation now linger in the crack of the wall and beneath the leaf of the trees. Antonia has lived in this quiet forest for so long. Dia udah tinggal di gedung ini, di rumah ini udah lama kali dia tinggal di gedung ini. Sampai sisa debu atau yang kayak debu atau kayak daun-daun yang itu tuh, daun yang lepas udah tebal.
Perdonatemi, may I ask, what was your name again?
And then as she returned, holding a yellow sketch in her hands. She looked closely at Ezio, studying his face.
You said you are an auditore, see?
Yes. You know about my family?
I thought so. You look so familiar. I'm sure you know your mother, Maria Auditore, funded my father for a time. Father conducted a lot of his research on perspective in lighting. He passed that knowledge on to me.
I see. And you applied that knowledge to your frescoes, huh?
The artist being playful.
What goes around comes around, right?
Architects, sponsors, painters, artisans, assassins, outsiders. Our identities may differ, but our actions are all deeply interconnected. This apple has never felt so moved by the warmth and power of community.
I heard a lot about your family from father. He was always very grateful to you.
Mi dispiace. If mother hadn't cut your funding, perhaps you wouldn't have had to.
Your family helped us more than we could have ever asked for. Your mother once commissioned my father to paint a family portrait. Do you remember?
Family portrait? No, I had no idea.
It was many years ago, and the painting was never finished because of what happened to your family. This is the only draft left, but I believe it should be returned to you. Consider it a token of thanks for delivering this letter all the way from Firenze.
Grazie.
1 minggu. Dari sini ke sana tuh berapa jam itu kalau kita lihat
This
naik
is-
mobil? Cek, bentar, ini siapa, Cok? Cek, aduh. Cek, ini siapa? Kok mirip banget sama dia? On the yellow square paper, roughly drawing a portrait capturing all the members of the Aldion family.
Padre, Madre, Federico, Claudia, Petruccio.
Bocorin dia. Kayaknya berturut-turutan dia nih.
This draft captures the younger version of you perfectly. I can vouch for that.
Ini dia kan? Without a care in the world, the 70-year-old boy with a growing heart, eager to explore and venture without restraint. The rest of the family didn't seem to mind him. They stood against the clear Tuscan sky. Tuscan, alala. Their face glowing with a dignified pose.
What a lovely family portrait. Even the weather looks lovely. The painter did a great job capturing the wonderful moments.
Digambar dia. All but impracticably azure hands paper, overwhelmed by a flood of long-held back emotion.
One of the sweetest of my life.
Gue yakin ini bakal disimpannya jangan baik-baik, Cok. Masih taruhnya di kayak laci mungkin, atau enggak di lemari kecil mungkin ya. From somewhere or perhaps nowhere. Nowhere sih. Nowhere. Kalau nowhere itu beda lagi sih. No here. He hears familiar laughter in the distance. As light as a breeze sweeping across the world rooftop, traveling over the river of the time, and finally slip out from the yellow sketch.
It is a good life we lead, brother. The best. May it never change.
Ini si Ezio kan?
And may it never change us.
Kayak beda deh. The brother talked about something else afterward. Was it about a rapper or the bank? Or was it about the beautiful Christina? The gentle war and the warm memory sketch with the wind eventually melted in the The young adolescents still remember how they used to laugh and cry like innocent children. The end of the world was waiting for them. The moment of peace of the auditor. The end, bener yang bagian ini, Cok. Tracksnya cepet kali selesainya, coba bisa baca tadi. Wah, gila. 13. Endless War. Oh, langsung nyerang kita nih. Inside 2 rekomendasi apa namanya? Lupa gua. Mineral ya, apa itu bermain. Loh, kok tim gue kayak gini semua? Oh, gue kan pakai ini tadi ya. Iya, gue pakai itu tadi. Udahlah. Mineral, oke. Jadi musuhnya ada beast, ada yang Ya kalau ini pasti star. Oke, kita pakai star berarti ya. Ada satu pakai star ya. Kulit liner berarti 1 star. 1 star tuh enaknya dia regulus. Terus kita butuh healer. Pakai Sotobi aja lah. Terus satunya kayak pendamping yang bantu gitu. Oh ya, dua-duanya weaker ya. Oke, healer. Karakter healer. Ini boleh lah. Ya boleh. Terus ini kan kita butuh orang control, heal, defense, DPS. Defense udah kita udah ada sih. Defense itu udah ada kita. Debuff tidak ada debuff dulu. Cuman si ini sih klik ini DPS ya nggak boleh. Ya dia DPS, debuff sama DPF. Ini apa level inside 2 level 25 jadi kita belum bisa pakai karakter itu. Kalau dia ini displayer. Kalau displayer tuh kurang tahu aku nih. Mungkin beda lagi buka pakaian dia. Caranya kalau tadi udah ada sih aku nih. Kemungkinan gua pakai si
one at a time or all of you at once?
Si Suneto ini aja pakai yang biasa. Jadi ya berarti ini doang biar ini karena dia nggak tahu mau pakai apa dia ini biar dia aja. Kalau salah ini ada yang untuk khusus defense ya? Nggak ada ya? Nggak ada. Kalau kita kasih itu dia kasih dia itu. Kalau ini dia nih mainnya nih dia utamanya support sama extra action berarti support. Berarti di sini kita pakai yang support. Ada support sini, ada support dong. Dia oke, udah pas berarti ini ya. Kita lanjut saja.
Let the helium fill your pulmonary lobe.
Jadi kita sini kita pakai yang ini dulu. Terus channeling. Attack-nya ini dulu. Sama kalau yang ini kita kasih yang si
And this gives power to thee.
Fresh from the crucible.
Kita ambil counter ya.
Sempre caro mi su quest'ermo cole.
Left hand up. Now right hand up. That's nothing.
Oke, kita butuhnya
Are you ready to shout?
efek siapa tuh? Itu dia.
Release! Just you wait.
Ini kita nggak mau ya.
A sword sharp, I believe in you.
Salah.
A sword sharp, I believe in you.
Get ready. This is going to be a crowd pleaser.
And this is an alien city. Sempre caro mi su quest'ermo cole.
Disarm dia.
With a battle dog. He did this first.
Wait for the pop.
Oke.
They're just little games.
A sword sharp. That's
Let the show begin. Woohoo! Release! Left hand up. Now right hand up.
Kurang. Tinggal lagi. Kurang lagi, Cok. Harus ku upgrade lagi nih orang-orang, Cok. Belum yang di sorcerersnya. Aku kasih ini aja ke dia.
Let the show.
Kalau dia nyawanya masih banyak nih.
Release.
Kurang.
Illusion is enough.
Kurang lagi. Oh, ini gara-gara ya gara-gara ini ya. Ada ini ya. Jadi wajar segitu damage-nya. Itu orangnya ada poison, aman.
Bloody hell.
Orangnya ada poison, aman kita.
This shall be my only act. Start me up.
Heed my prayer.
Rasa hancur
My
nih.
ending is destined.
Nggak hancur. Kurang.
Left hand up. Now right hand up.
Be gone.
Aku heal karakter ya. Rantai healnya cuma satu, anjir.
That's the direction.
Mana sisanya, Cok?
Oh, I call upon you. Klashamuslu.
They're just little games.
Gimana
The
heal sisanya,
turbulence
anjir?
arrives. Your punishment will come. Пусть le naufragé течет вместе с водой.
Left hand up. Now right hand up.
Wais, mati kantor gua. Anjir, tak siap-siap, Cok. Kan betul gua bilang kan. Masa ada debuff-nya ini. Aduh, gimana caranya? Apa yang gua harus pakai? Regulasinya betul nih. Karakternya. Mungkin ini diganti sama yang
I'm
dia
here to
mungkin.
help.
Did the show begin? Excellent. Get ready to step onto the stage.
To the left.
They're just little. Start me up.
Listen.
Rock, rock, rock. Change the world.
Ah, itu baru damage.
Lights.
Tambah
Illusion
lagi.
is enough.
Itu baru.
They're just little games.
Ya.
Start me up.
Klashamuslu.
Let the show.
That's the direction.
Left hand up. Now right hand up.
Rivers are the scars of the earth.
Ye provoked me.
Пусть le naufragé течет вместе с водой.
They're just little games. Woohoo! Release! Illusion
Tapi
is
besarin
enough.
nggak? Besarin kayak gitu.
Everybody,
Ya,
let
menang
me
kita ya.
see your hands up.
Anjir. Sakit lah.
Hip hip, hooray!
Let's do this. Discoveries are measured. Our minds are as one.
Oh, ini nggak mau gue dong.
Never alone, and discoveries are measured in never alone and rarely outnumbered.
Yang merendah doang.
Hip hip,
Dah dia kan, tinggal aku ini aja sih musuhnya tuh. Nah mungkin ada lagi, cuy, capek aku. Anjir, masih ada, cok. Oh ini terakhir kah? Please terakhir ini. Nggak mungkin. Inside 3 level 10 anjir. Inside 3 level 10. Matilah kau situ. Situ. Oke, kita beli yang ini ya. Nah, kita beli si As the Bed Rolls, oke? Punya dia. Emang itu level. Sial. Oh, ini yang Elite. Kalau Elite dia apa nih? Oh, ini ada toko ya kah? Revive. Ada ke toko ya nih? Tinggal aku ada sih. Oke. Rekomendasi musuhnya level, tak ada level ini berapa nih, 100.000. Bodoh. No level item. Nggak bisa kita pakai berarti itu.
Don't look at me. I'm not the one you saw on the wanted list. Did the show begin? Excellent. Get ready to step onto the stage.
No man, what the fuck is this? Anjir yang versi gelapnya, cok. Wah, udah sih.
That's the direction.
Let the show
Formulasi yang gelap ini loh, macam.
Control of our bodies.
enough.
Jet Infinity itu health-nya.
Illusion is enough.
Gue lanjutin aja yang sisanya. Ini kita emang udah kalah bener nih mah. Udah bener-bener kalah kali kita, cok. Masalahnya dia tuh main gitu terus dia. Cuman itu nggak semua musuh, nggak semua lawan, nggak semua karakter itu dikenain ya. Cuman 2 karakter aja. Tapi setelah itu ya ada juga ada. Kalau master matilah situ, nggak mau gua, susah cok. Nembong sini kan, oke. Oh ini beda. Jadi kalau kita barang-barang yang pernah kita beli diganti ke sini gitu. Tapi nggak ada yang itu ya. Disappointment cok. Ya tahu gua. Tujuh aja segini. Oke. Udah segini kita shadows begin. The into shadow will be experienced. So there are different types of tests on the maps. Complete them again, follow this which you can spend whenever we will upgrade your assassins. Looking for what items are being unlocked which can help assassin during the operation. I don't have any like that much. Okay. Okay, step. Pakai si Azio. Impact organized skip detection this round, Dark Knight. In the Trail of Shadow, you will act as an assassin to complete all the kind of tasks. Most assassin action costs AP. When you run to another AP, tap the end round, and to process after that, the enemy round start. They may spawn new enemies, move or attack. After the enemy rounds end, your round start again, covering all assassin AP. Enemies start searching over when the assassin move to their towers, or when they move the assassin towers. Assassin become exposed and is affected. Enemy attack expose assassin in the same time. Assassin automatically center stealth status when in an enemy free town or when top. In this status, they can perform assassin to kill enemies. This protection. Oh, it's unik, Cok. Lower guard enemy detection drop by 10% this round. When detected during the enemy assassin enter the exposed status during the enemies move forward to them. Enemy attack exposed assassin in their round. Dia ada tahu itu. Masuk ronde ya. Expose can form. Stack. Alah, serangan kita. Caranya gimana, Cok?
Wait for the right moment. Into the darkness. You'll see it coming. It will be over before you feel it. Wait for the right moment. Into the darkness. Non voltarti indietro.
Nah, mungkin segitu apa damage saja. Nggak mungkin damage si Ezio nih. Cok.
Wait for the right moment. Into the darkness. Addio, straniero. Liberato dalla paura. That was your last chance.
Oke.
Down.
Wait for the right moment. Into the darkness.
Walking training.
Liberato dal fratello. Non voltarti indietro. Che la morte ti dia la pace che cercavi.
Okay, why the fuck are you like? Oh, that's it.
Wait for the right moment. Into the darkness. Addio, straniero. Non voltarti indietro.
No.
Down.
Gue main beberapa dikit dulu ya, baru gue selesai penutupan ya. Alright, mungkin sampai sini video kita hari ini. Kita telah kita sudah selesai di jalan ceritanya. Jadi kita ini tinggal ya lanjutin yang jadi jalan ceritanya nih di sini nih ya, di story. Kalau di sini nih sepertinya udah selesai. Ada yang ini juga udah selesai kita ini. Ini ada yang unlock dulu, drama Ether DNA or the Golden Apple unlock. Kita masuk drama Ether DNA. Golden drama tuh yang mana? Nah, ada sini dong. Kayaknya beda nih. Ini apa? Eventnya beda nih. Get an average base score and one fight in meaningful legal position. Oke, jadi sampai sini video ini kita telah menamatkan Reverse 1999 X Assassin's Creed 2 ya. Kemungkinan di episode selanjutnya kita lanjut ke jalan cerita dari sini ya. The Prisoner ya. Mungkin ini benar-benar ngumpulin lagi nih ini lagi ya, kill drop ya, supaya kita bisa dapat namanya si Ezio. Kita tinggal 39 lagi loh. 39 dikit lagi baru kita bisa pull, baru kita dapat dia nanti. Jadi sampai sini video kita hari ini. Jangan lupa like, share, subscribe di video ini, dan jangan lupa tekan loncengnya supaya kalian tidak akan ketinggalan video saya lagi. Dan seperti biasa, Gua akan bertemu kalian di next video. Dadah.